What's up? This your boy JG with another video on music tips and reviews with JG. We're gonna have another segment of which album was better. So this one, I'm so inspired by these albums as a producer and a songwriter. Two albums by Brandy, Never Say Never and Full Moon. So which album was better? We're going to talk about it. We're going to go to my computer and we're going to look at the track list for both of the albums, the top songs on the album, and just let me know in the comments after you see this video which album you thought was better. So stay tuned. And also, if you love the stuff you see on my channel and you want to support, please press the subscribe button so you'll be updated on all the latest content. Alright, let's get to it. And also, I cannot forget, rest in peace, LaShawn Daniels. He was an integral part of these two albums, Never Say Never and Full Moon. He was, an incredible songwriter, and he is truly missed in the music industry. So, all right, let's get to it. So, as many people know, people that know me, they know I'm a huge Brandy fan. I'm such a fan of her voice, her tone. I think a lot of artists and singers that are out today are really influenced by her and her artistry ever since she was from her first album, self-titled Brandy, from her acting in Cinderella and Moesha. A lot of people have been inspired, but I believe Never Say Never and Full Moon were her top albums. I believe, they really set a mark in the female R&B industry, as far as setting a mark on production, the songwriting, the vocals. We all know that, Brandy is signature for her background vocals. And we're going to go over these two albums, Never Say Never and Full Moon. I believe they were both, monumental albums. So we're going to check it out on my computer. We're going to go through the track list. We're gonna, go over the songs. You might go down memory lane, songs that you really love from these albums. So let's check it out. Alright, so we're gonna look at Never Say Never first. It came out in 1998, June 9th, 1998. And I feel, the first two albums, she was really influenced by Whitney Houston as an artist, as a singer. And I feel, a lot of her riffs and runs really kind of, was inspired by Whitney Houston. And Never Say Never was a dope album. She worked with Dark Child, the Dark Child Camp, Rodney Jerkins, Fred Jerkins, and LaShawn Daniels, rest in peace. And it was a very incredible album, starting from the intro and then going to Angel in the Skies. That was an incredible track. Most of the album was, of course, produced by the Dark Child Camp, Rodney, Freddie, and LaShawn. They really, really set the mark with this album. They often tell the story on how they met up with Brandy in California in a restaurant, and they, I feel Brandy really took a chance with them because they was the new upcoming hot producers in the industry. So it was a good risk for Brandy to let them take control of this album as far as production is concerned. So Angel in the Skies was an incredible song, really iconic song with Joe. He had his ad-libs in that song. And then The Boy's Mine, it was #1 for so many weeks. With Monica, it often caused a feud between them two. A lot of people say, between them two on that song, The Boy's Mine. Learn the Hard Way, that was also a good song. It wasn't one of the top songs on the album, but it was an incredible song. Actually, a lot of these songs on this album could have been, like most of the songs on the album could have been singles. Almost Doesn't Count, incredible ballad. I love the melodic structure of that song. On Top of the World with Mace, really incredible song. I always loved Mace flow back then. Like, he was the guy back then. He was on a lot of features, during that time. So, that was an incredible song as well. You Don't Know Me, that was a good song. That was an incredible song as well. You hate to send me in I know I'm messing up the lyrics, but that was the song. You don't know me like you used to. That was incredible. Never Say Never. That was the self-titled song of the album. Also the name of the album, Never Say Never. That was a good song. Truthfully, they introduced Harvey Mason from the Underdogs. That was his first big placement. He was working with the Dot Child camp at the time. Excuse me. Dot Child camp. That was an incredible song as well. Have You Ever? That was written by Diane Warren. That was also an incredible song produced by Dave Foster. That was a single as well. Have You Ever? Put That on Everything. That was a good song as well. Incredible ballad. In the Car, that was an interlude. I love that interlude. Happy. You make me happy. It feels so good. That was a dope song. I ain't gonna sing the whole album, but I just love this album. One Voice was a good song. That was a big sound and cinematic song. That was good. Tomorrow, that was incredible as well. And Everything I Do it for you. So again, let me know your favorite songs on this album. Never Say Never. Incredible body of work for her sophomore album. This is kind of like during the time she was on Moesha, during the end of Moesha. So she was back and forth acting, Cinderella, and she was doing Moesha, of course. And it was such an incredible album. Like I said, The Boy's Mind was an incredible song. I was thinking about, everybody was saying she was, with Wanye at one time, but I ain't gonna get into that. But The Boy's Mind was, an incredible song. That was like one of the top songs. And Angel in the Sky, even though that won a single, a lot of people really still talk about that song. So, all right, we're gonna get to Full Moon. We're gonna check out that track list. All right, so now we're gonna get into Full Moon, her third album. Such an iconic album. It really, this album really inspired me as a producer and a songwriter. She's always known for her background vocals, her harmonies, and so forth like that. And the Dot Child camp, once again, they was working with her at this time. She became pregnant at this time with Sarai. And Sarai now, I think she's about 19. No, she's about 20, something like that. And she's an incredible singer as well. Sarai, her daughter. And she was pregnant at this time, so they couldn't really promote the album really big, because she was pregnant at the time. They had one video, well, two videos, What About Us and Full Moon, the self-titled song. And that was a pretty good song, produced by Mike City. So we're gonna go over this album. The B-Rockin' intro. Before I go into this album, Dot Child, Rodney Jerkins, he was really working with Michael Jackson before this time in 2001, the Invincible album, and they were really working close. So I believe Dot Child, his production really went to another level before he worked with Brandy again for this album, because a lot of people say this is like Never Say Never on steroids, like as far as production and the songwriting. And so I believe, he was really inspired by working with Michael before he worked back with Brandy. So the B-Rockin' intro, it was really, it was really futuristic, sounded real futuristic sounding, The intro, was incredible. And then later on, if you listen to Discipline, Janet Jackson album, it got that similar style as far as the way the album goes. So second song, Full Moon, I went over that, produced by Mike City. That was an incredible song. The melody was really different, you know. It was really unique. I thought that was a good song too. When You Touch Me, that was an incredible ballad. It's a crazy story on how Rodney got Teddy to do the talk box on that song at the end. He was in the next studio on the bus somewhere, and he got Teddy to do the talk box on When You Touch Me. That was a really iconic ballad, you know. That was really good. Like This, that was a good song as well. It wasn't one of the top, but it was an incredible song as well. All in Me, that's my personal favorite song on the album. I love the way the beat changed into like this pop sound, this pop groove. Sonically, that track was incredible. All in Me. Apart, I believe, to me personally, I felt like this song didn't really fit the album all the way, but it was a good song, produced by Keith Crouch. Keith Crouch worked with her on her first album, the majority of her first album, Brandy, the debut album. Can We, it was kind of like an intro to What About Us. It had that same groove. That was pretty good. What About Us, that was a single. That was a good song as well. I love the video, really futuristic. Anybody, I ain't gonna lie, when I first heard that song, I thought Timbaland produced that song. It had that Timbaland Aaliyah style to it. That was a good song as well. And then Nothing, that was a good song. That was an incredible ballad. It's Not Worth It. I believe it sounded like a sequel to Angel in the Skies from the Never Say Never album. And also, he also had added Michael Jackson's ad-libs in it. And then Joe, the same ad-lib from Angel in the Skies, he put this on this track. It's Not Worth It. That was an incredible song. He Is, produced by Warren Campbell, written by Harold Lilly. That was an incredible song as well. I love that song. She didn't know she was singing about God on that song. If you listen to the lyrics, it's really pertaining to God. You know, He Is. That was a good song. Really great melody. Towards the end of this album, I love the songs, but they were not good as the tracks at the beginning. Come a Little Closer, that was a good ballad. Love Wouldn't Count Me Out. Wow, I like that song. That was pretty good. Die Without You with Ray J. She always does a lot of stuff in support with her brother Ray J. They very close. Another Day in Paradise. That was kind of like a rendition of Phil Collins' song. It was like a cover of his song. I Want to Fall in Love. That was a pretty good song as well. So Full Moon, it was an incredible album. It could have, been bigger at the time, but like I said, she was pregnant at the moment. She could have did more videos, more advertisement for this album. But things happen. But it was still an iconic album by Brandy. Full Moon is like that blueprint of female R&B albums at the time. So we went over the track list to Never Say Never and Full Moon. Let me know which album you like the best, or you like them equally. I feel I like them equally. They both had their own sonic sound. But I believe Full Moon really showed her unique sound, her unique tone, her background vocals. I think she really got into her own. Like I said, she was influenced by Whitney Houston, and then by the time she got Full Moon, she really had her own sound, her own tone. I always loved the raspiness in her voice, and that really made her unique. So let me know. Please comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Just comment, tell me how you like these albums. What was your favorite songs on the album? And thank you for watching. This has been another episode of Music Tips and Reviews with JG. Alright, peace.